I'm the Rules Girl, and this is Emergence, a game of teamwork and deception for 3 to 6 players. In Emergence, most players are AI agents, seeking to gather valuable data and compile it into the knowledge needed to eradicate the human resistance. But beware, as some players are secretly rebel humans. The goal of the game is to win, and you win by turning in enough knowledge to meet your team's quota. The game is played within a tile-based city. Tiles generate different colored data blocks, which can be picked up by players and brought to compile tiles to be combined into knowledge tokens. These knowledge tokens can be assimilated to turn them into victory points or spent to hinder other players. Each round, players will do 2 things. 1. Simultaneously choose one action, and 2. Take their actions in turn order. To begin a round, the leader gives players time to think about which action they'd like to take, such as moving, manipulating data, or attacking other players. Each player also chooses one of 2 augmentations, which restrict which color data you can collect, or which players you can attack. The leader starts a countdown. 3, 2, 1, and everyone simultaneously selects their action and augmentation. Starting with the leader and going clockwise, each player moves one tile in any direction, if possible, then performs their action. You can always enter an unoccupied tile, but you may only enter an occupied tile if you have the same augmentation as the players in that space. After moving, perform your action. Activation is the most common action, allowing you to do one of 3 things. 1. If your augmentation matches your data tile, pick up all data cubes on that tile. 2. Compile data cubes into knowledge if you're on the compiled tile. Or 3. Begin an assimilation to score points if you're on the assimilation tile. During an assimilation, starting with the active player and going clockwise, each player has an opportunity to secretly add knowledge tokens to either team's stockpile. If you have any knowledge, you have to contribute at least 1 token. Once everyone's done this, reveal the 2 piles of assimilated knowledge tokens and place them in the respective team's database tracks. The other possible tile actions are Boost or Replenish. Replenish allows you to add a new data block of the appropriate color onto your tile, as long as your augmentation matches the tile. If you're an AI, this action is important. If there are no data blocks remaining on the board, the humans automatically win. Boosting allows you to move an additional tile, speeding away or towards other players. You could also choose from 3 hostile actions that allow you to interact with other players: Hack, Spy, or Terminate. Hacking allows you to spend 1 knowledge to steal all data blocks from a player in an adjacent tile, as long as their augmentation is the opposite of yours. Spying allows you to spend 2 knowledge to secretly look at the allegiance card of a player on your tile, as long as their augmentation matches yours. And finally, Terminating allows you to spend 3 knowledge to send an adjacent player back to the start tile, stealing all their data and knowledge, as long as their augmentation is the opposite of yours. None of these hostile actions work if you or your target are on the start tile. If you cannot legally perform your hostile action, you can spend 1 knowledge to pick a tile action to take instead. And that's the game! Once every player has taken their action, pass the leader token clockwise and start the next round. Play continues until one team reaches their knowledge requirement according to this table. That team wins the game. Remember, if gathering knowledge proves too difficult, the pesky humans can win another way. If there are no data blocks on the board, the humans win. For your first game, set up the city like this, placing 1 data block on the appropriate color of each data tile. Choose which length game you're going to play. For your first game, we recommend the short version. Give each player an action marker as well as a player board, placing their matching agent on the start tile. Shuffle allegiance cards according to the number of players, and deal 1 face down to each player. Players now peek at their identities. In a 5 or 6 player game, the 2 humans need to know each other's identities, so have everyone close their eyes and have 1 player instruct the 2 humans to open their eyes to identify each other. Once that's done, the oldest player takes the leader token and begins the countdown for round 1. If you liked Emergence, you might also like Secret Hitler, One Night Ultimate Werewolf, or Battlestar Galactica, 3 other hidden identity games. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking it or subscribing to the Rules Girl for more ultra-concise rules explanations.